Hi, this is William from Great Affordable Watches, and in this video I'm gonna go through 6 great microbrand divers. I thought I'd start a new series where I go through 6 great microbrand watches in different categories, for example, divers, dress watches, explorer type of watches, etc. So today we're gonna start with 6 divers. These watches are in no particular order and they vary in price somewhat. And we can start with the first one, the Zelos Horizons GMT. And this watch is a diving watch from Zelos, of course, and it's 40mm in diameter, 20mm lug width, 45mm lug to lug length, and 12mm thickness. It's water resistant down to 200 meters. It got the ETA 2893 LBR grade movement, which is of course a GMT movement. And I must say I really like Zelos as a brand. They are one of my favorite microbrands out there right now. I think they do some really nice looking watches with high quality. And this watch I think looks really nice. It's a pretty unique looking diving watch, I would say. And the case finishing and the looks on the watch overall is really nice in my opinion. The Horizon GMT retails for about $849 US, which is a pretty hefty price for the watch, but I think considering the quality, the looks and the movement, I still think it's pretty reasonable. Okay, let's move on to the second watch, and this is the Steinhart Ocean 39 Vintage GMT Premium. I was a big fan of Steinhart a few years ago. I thought they made some really nice watches for a reasonable price, but they had some marketing issues or misinformation, I should say, regarding the movement. They said they had a top grade in their watches, but in fact it was a LBR grade, and that put me off a bit, if I'm gonna be honest. But the new Ocean 39 Vintage GMT is really nice looking. You are getting a high quality watch, and I must say that the case looks excellent for the money. Steinhart is of course known for making pretty high quality watches for the money, and I must say that this is my absolute favorite Steinhart watch in a very long time. You get a ETA 2893-2 premium movement. It's basically a decorated LBR grade movement, but nonetheless a really superb movement. You get real nice design, of course GMT Pepsi, and you get a nice 39mm case with a 30mm thickness, water resistant down to 30 ATM, etc. This watch retails for 710 euros with tax, so if you live outside of EU, you can have this watch for about 600 euros, which is fairly reasonable for what you are getting. So yeah, this Steinhart is a really nice looking watch in my opinion. I can highly recommend it if you are into these kind of homage watches, of course. Okay, let's move on to the third watch, and that's the NTH Barracuda Vintage Black. And this watch retails for about $675 US, which is again a pretty hefty price tag, but NTH, they are known for making high quality watches with really nice finishing on the case. And I think this one is perhaps my favorite NTH watch, the Barracuda Vintage Black. I think it's a really nice looking vintage inspired diving watch with no crown guards, and I really like the look overall. And again, this watch is 40mm in diameter, so a fairly reasonable size. Some would say it's a perfect size. And you get the Miura 9015 movement, which is a great movement, but I would have liked to see a ETA 2824 or something like that in a watch of this price, but still it's a really good looking watch, and I like the Miura. It's among my favorite movements when it comes to more affordable watches and affordable movements. It's a bit on the higher end of pricing in my opinion, but still it's a great looking watch with great build quality and finishing. Okay, the second watch, and this is actually two watches. It's the Yema Superman Heritage and the Yema Navigraph Heritage. And these two watches are from the French, I should say, resurrected company, if that's the right word. These watches are made in France, and they are based on the older Yema designs. And I must say that the Superman, which retails with a sapphire crystal and a bracelet for 1,099 euros, which is a fairly high price, but they are of really high quality, ETA movement, ETA 2824, and yeah, just a really nice design based on the, of course, vintage Yema Superman. And you can get it cheaper if you pick a mineral crystal and a leather strap, but I still think it's a really nice watch if you are looking for something like this with a bit of a heritage. And they're also offering the Navy Graph, which can be had for 609 euros with a leather strap, and really nice looking watch with a actually in-house movement. It's probably based on the 2824 or Celera SW movement, but yeah, a really good looking watch, really interesting design, and a more reasonable price perhaps than the Superman Heritage. So yeah, those two watches I can really recommend. They are good looking with really high build quality. And the next watch is the Baltic AQUASCAPHE. This is also a more vintage inspired diving watch, and it's 39 millimeters in diameter, so really nice size. It retails for 654 US dollars without taxes, so a bit more expensive if you live inside of EU, but a really good looking watch. It reminds me a bit of a Blancpain Bath Escape or something like that, which I'm a big fan of. And this watch is, yeah, just a really nice looking watch. It's a bit unique. It's no direct homage in my opinion, and yeah, I really like it. You also get the Miura 9039 movement, if I'm not mistaken, which is basically the same as the 9015 but without the date. So yeah, a really nice looking watch, and this is also a bit more expensive, of course, considering the movement, but yeah, I think it's a excellent watch for the money nonetheless. Okay, and the last watch is actually the Squale 30 ATMOS Blue-Red GMT CERAMICA. And I'm not the biggest fan of Squale in general, but I must say that this watch really caught my attention. I think the Jubilee bracelet with the Pepsi bezel insert and the overall looks is just yeah, really nice looking. You get good specs for the money, good size at 40 millimeters, and a ETA 2893-2 or Celera SW 330-1 movement, which is of course a GMT movement. And yeah, considering that most other watches have gone up in price, Microbrands, etc., I think the price of around $800 is pretty reasonable these days, considering the specifications. And Squale have a lot of fans, and I guess it's for good reason. As I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Squale, but yeah, I can really see the appeal of this watch. I think it looks great. So that's all for today's video, and as I said, I will do more videos like this with Microbrands, perhaps even more divers if I find any really nice and interesting models. So let me know what you think of this video. Do you want to see more like this? Perhaps you want to see something else? Let me know down in the comment section. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please leave a like, and if you didn't, then leave a dislike, and subscribe for more watch related content. I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.